January 1st, the beginning of a new year, a call for celebration, and the world celebrates.
Whether you're Haitian, Jamaican, American, Colombian, Cuban, people have different ways of celebrating New Year's. People wants to go out, go to the club, drink all night, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year's. No, we don't say 10, 9, 8, we don't count down and say Happy New Year's.
For Haitians, the celebration is a little bit more special because it is also their Independence Day. Haitians celebrate their independence with a soup known as Joumou.
I love soup. I love soup. I don't eat or drink soup only January 1st. All the time I take my soup because I love soup.
Soup Joumou is so good. I don't know how to explain it. So good.
In every Haitian community, not only inside Haiti abroad, they have to eat, to drink soup.
When you have it, you know you're having a part of the Haitian culture and part of the Haitian history.
To understand Soup Joumou is to understand the Haitian Revolution. It comes hand in hand. They're intertwined. At the end of the day, we are who we are because of Soup Joumou, and it brought us together. If the revolution never happened, I don't know where my ancestors would be. I don't even know what my culture would be right now.
When you change the whole system, the colonial system, you can talk about revolution.
At the end of the 18th century, 3 revolutions would reshape human society and challenge everything that happened before that time. First, the American Revolution, the French Revolution, then the Haitian Revolution.
November 18, 1803, the last major battle was won by us. Now, on the 19th, a treaty is signed with the French where they admit they have lost. On November 29, Dessalines goes to Fort Liberté and is from there. The town was then named Fort Dauphin by the French in the colony. Dessalines named the town now Fort Liberté. And from that town makes the first independent declaration where he announces to us, we are now an independent country. And says that the universal declaration will be made in Gonaïves on January 1st, 1804. So, all throughout December, everybody is trying to get to Gonaïves so they can be a witness to this moment, this fabulous historical universal moment.
January 1st, 1804 was, I would say, a big party.
Ça, c'était une grosse affaire. Tout le monde était en liesse, tout le monde était en fête pour jouer ça. Et tout le monde était sous gros gueux.
And that's where Dessalines is going to stand up and say, I take the universe as my witness, as I declare this land a land of free for all people throughout the world.
The colony of Saint-Domingue, which was the French colony, reclaimed the name Haiti back, which was the name the native gave to the island. And the other thing that happened, the legend of the soup and the legend of my Claire-Rose was born on that day.
There are a lot of things, they could not do a lot of things. According to what I heard, they could not, when they were slaves, they could not drink soup in Saint-Domingue because soup, it was something reserved for the white people, white masters, for the masters.
D'ailleurs, yo te kon fè li, mais yo pas de cabouel.
Mais avec l'indépendance, le père de la patrie qui est Dessalines, sa femme a décidé en symbole de liberté pour dire qu'il n'y a pas d'exclusion, qu'on a les mêmes droits que les autres. Il a décidé de rassembler tout le monde, il fait au point soupe Joumou et puis il fait soupe en signe de liberté. C'est comme un symbole de liberté pour dire que tout le bagage est fini.
It is true there's no written account of exactly what happened on that day, but this is a story that survived, and it is a story I heard from everybody in Gonaïve, that on the day of Declaration of Independence, Maya Claire was asked everybody to come together to drink a soup that was forbidden for them to drink. Imagine they told you the soup was too good for you, the soup was too refined for you as a slave.
Transgression is a practice of oppressed people. So when God told Eve, don't touch that apple, she did. I mean, what's a soup, right? I can go and kill a deer and have this big barbecue as a slave. Master will not say anything. But the only thing I should not dare to do is to cook a soup. Then we have to understand why you can kill a deer as a slave and eat with all your family, but one thing you cannot do is to cook a soup. Because for the French, the soup is a practice only civilized people have to drink before dinner. And if you allow slaves to drink it, then you mean slaves are civilized. So therefore, after the revolution, the first thing the Haitians did was to break that taboo, is to drink the soup. So Joumou is the most important culinary practice in the Haitian culinary tradition. Drinking it means just like said, this is the blood of Christ. All right? Because that soup is the blood of freedom.
In many ways, everyone should be drinking soup Joumou to celebrate the advancement of humanity, because that's really what they're celebrating, is the idea that slavery was defeated and that humanity really was the benefiting factor here in the achievement of the Haitian Revolution.
Maman me kon fè moi m'a continuer faire yo même tout, y a gagné tradition la kayo pour yo continuer faire pour petit pa yo.
It is interesting my journey took me from Vegas to Miami to Port-au-Prince, then Gonaïve. That journey back home to learn about the soup Joumou was much more about self-discovery. There's so much I did not know about myself. So much I didn't know about my culture. So much I did not know about my history. And so much of yourself is defined by your history and your culture. The more you know about your history and your culture, the more you know about yourself, the more you know who you are, and the more you know where you want to be, you can live a more empowered and passionate life.
Samba yo rele, samba yo tombe,